While 2020 might not have some of us in the best places, or have us separated from our families for Christmas this year, I want you to think about the men in the trenches of World War I who were stuck outside in a muddy trench in the middle of Europe in late December. The constant threat of sniper fire or mustard gas is enough to drive anyone to madness. However, during Christmas of 1914, there was an absolute miracle that happened. There are reports from several different areas of the front lines that Scottish, English, French, and German troops called a Christmas truce. Oddly, this was not the top brass making this call. This was subversion of traditional orders, and the soldiers on the ground took the risk of venturing out into no man's land in order to offer a Christmas truce to each other. It all started Christmas Eve 1914, when the men in the trenches started singing Christmas carols to each other. The next morning, some German soldiers put their guns down, walked out of the trench, and started yelling, "Merry Christmas!" in English. The Allied soldiers were understandably suspicious at first. But once they noticed that the Germans were unarmed and walking into no man's land, the Allied soldiers began to also exit the trenches and shook hands with the men that they were trying to kill the previous day. The men exchanged gifts with each other, things like chocolate, alcohol, cigarettes, and their own respective ethnic foods. At some point, a football, or soccer ball, appeared, and the men started playing an impromptu game. The sounds of gunfire, screams of pain, and being surrounded by death was temporarily replaced with smiles, generosity, and merriment. This was one of the final times that enemies in battle showed open understanding and respect for each other. Future attempts at some sort of holiday ceasefire were always hampered by the officers and top brass, usually under the threat of extreme punishments. Which really makes me wonder how much the man pulling the trigger is really valued by the people doing the planning of war. Either way, the brutality and wickedness of the most insane war the world had ever seen still wasn't strong enough to crush the Christmas spirit. So, as awful as this year has been, don't let your Christmas spirit get crushed. To all my viewers, subscribers, Merry Christmas. Thank you all so much for allowing me to express myself to an actual audience in these videos. To show my gratitude, I want to give 2 people chosen at random a copy of my book for free. Just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and put done in the comments. I will choose the winners on New Year's Day, and you will get the book mailed out to you as soon as possible. Merry Christmas, everyone.